MAKJ.
And I'm Henry Fong.
Welcome to our Encore Q.
Well, we've been wanting to do a track for a while, and we talked about doing one. So I sent over a couple melody ideas. We found one we wanted, and then MAKJ worked a little bit on the arrangement and the lead line, and then we kind of hit a brick wall, and just like for about a month or so, we just stopped working on the track, and we were really down on it. And then I don't know, one day we just kind of sparked up, and we're like, yo, let's finish this thing, let's just make it work. And then boom, it all came together, and then I went over to his studio and we just knocked it out.
It was a good track. Henry killed on that question. I've always liked Henry's stuff. It's very glitchy, very bassy. It's definitely not the style that I usually play in my set, so it'd be really cool to kind of have a track like that. And Encore really turned out to be the better of both worlds in the track. So yeah. When I came up with the lead line part, he had a part with the melody, and it came perfect. But my style is very old school, kind of show techy, Marcel Woods type stuff, and Henry kind of has a new age glitchy pop stuff, or not glitchy pop, glitchy electro.
So then we took like Mac's lead line, and then we added this. I had this kind of crunchy, distorted bass under it, and we did this bass line. It kind of sounds like a Melbourne bounce track, but it's not on the offbeat. It's on every beat. But
track just worked out perfect.
Yeah, it really came together, and it was a good combination of both our styles. I think you can hear it.
Yeah.
I bounced the parts out of my track, Ableton, some of the parts, and then sent them to Mac, and then we arranged it in Logic.
I'm a Logic guy.
So.
So I met Steve Angelo in a Guitar Center, and I was buying a keyboard like 5 years ago, and he was like, I asked him the question, I was like, that's the fanboy, and I went up to him and he said, break the rules, and I've always lived by that. You have to do something different to make yourself known, because everyone's trying to do the same thing. They look at the Beatport top 10 and they go, okay, I'm going to try copying the #1 Beatport track, and then when your song finally comes out, if you copied it identically to the Beatport #1, it's not going to mean anything because it's already been done. So break the rules, do something different, be you, don't do what everyone else is doing.
Yeah, I agree with the break the rules a lot, and also I think a lot of people try to overdo it and try to get fancy with everything. I think the most important part is just keep it simple.
Yeah.
Morgan, I read an interview that Morgan Page did, and he was giving some tips. It was a really great interview, and he said just when you're working on the drop, he's just like 3 things. He's like, just start out with 3 things, and anything other than that starts to clutter it. So once you get your bass idea down with 3 things, then like kick, bass, and another synth, for example. Just keep it simple.
Yep. I give this advice to every young producer. Start out with a tech house track, because if you can produce a good tech house track, you learn the fundamentals of mixing, because it's so simple. It's not like a crazy electro track or a big room banger in a sense. Tech house has no effects. It's very simple. There's a kick, clap, some percussion, a very minimal bass line. It's one of those things that if you can kill it with making a tech house track, you'll be able to produce anything because you know the simplicity of the song.
It's also heavily based on the sub bass, and if you can get really good at mixing the sub bass,
exactly,
any sub frequencies with the kick, I think that's important.
Get your hands up! I don't really feel comfortable with my stuff. It takes me a long time to. If I'm playing a set and I see one of my songs, I'm scrolling and I see one of my songs, I'm gonna skip over it. But now it's the point where it's like, okay, you guys really come and see me for my music. So I play my stuff, but I have that little nervous tendency not to play my stuff.
Same with me, man. That's a lot of my music. It's like you really second guess your music because you don't want to play it and get a bad reaction. It really puts you off about playing your own music. So that's tough, but...
Take you what?
I don't know. I've been producing now for about 3 years, almost 3 years, and probably at least a year to start navigating Ableton, but it's really only been the last year where I think ideas have been coming together in a unique way. Really finding my sound has been the last year. So I'd say, start working on finding your sound once you start, you're able to navigate your program and just work on your own unique sound. I think that's important.
For me, I started doing bootlegs and mashups, and that kind of gave me a idea of what people like, because I was making it solely on, you know, just doing it for DJs. So it was easy for me to kind of get into production because I knew exactly what I wanted my stuff to sound like. Arrangement is very much the big key. Arrange a track the way you want to play it live, because you don't want to have another DJ make an edit of it. So when I started making bootlegs like 2 years ago, I finally got into production about a year ago, and now everything's kind of falling into place, which is good. I have a kind of a sound, you know, I know what people like in the club, so it takes a little getting used to, but definitely playing out definitely helps too.
First of all, I think we all, me and him both compare our tracks to Showtek tracks. Their
100%.
shit is just,
I was gonna say
those guys,
three
they're
tracks.
such good engineers, and not only are they good engineers, they really know what works live, and the melodies are good, just everything, sound design.
I mean, every track we based our Encore off of was a Showtek track. We did not have a reference track that was not a Showtek track or a Showtek remix. So
yeah,
Showtek for us, I don't even have to name 5 of them. Showtek for me is like, those guys are killing it in all marks. So. Dylan Francis stuff, I really love his low end stuff. It really reminds me of Henry Fong stuff, this guy right here. So it was cool to kind of, you know, reference stuff to more of you know, the glitchier stuff to kind of get what Henry would like in the song, you know, and having a song that had both of our styles in it. That was what a collab should be, you know. So
I still reference like a lot of old Pendulum stuff for like sub basses. If you like listen to like a lot of the old Pendulum stuff, stuff's pretty really well known, of course, when they started doing Knife Party. Love all that stuff.
But Showtek.
Too.
Showtek. This is a good promotion video for Showtek.
A good track though, just like a random like good track that I like playing. I never said that new Steve Aoki autoerotic Dimitri Vegas like Mike track. It's called Feedback. Play every second.
Oh yeah,
so it's got these like saxophones, and it's
a good track.
It's works really well live. Love it. What else?
Don't use a big kick drum. It's over.
It's over.
Get your hands up!
Create nightclub in LA.
28th December.
There you go. I didn't even know the date, but now it's 28th December.
Get your hands up!